Last weekend was the long weekend here in May in Canada, and it was such a good weekend. So we took the road trip up, Aladdin and I. We stopped at Tim Hortons on our way, which is always a staple for every road trip. Then we hit a bunch of traffic, so we decided to take a detour and go past the Oshawa Zoo that I know, and then we finally made it. There's just something about the Kawartha Lakes that is absolutely stunningly beautiful, from the rocks to the lake to everything. Once we finally made it, we headed down to my aunt's cottage. She was renting a cottage. My two aunts actually were renting a cottage this weekend, and my cousin also brought in her trailer. So it was such a fun weekend. It was so amazing to spend so much time with family, and we just enjoyed our evening and just hung out with everyone. The next morning, Aladdin and I walked down to the lake to have our morning coffee. We came back and him and my dad made eggs benedict. We hung out for a while, and then we went down to meet everybody because it was now lunch, and so we had hot dogs, which was so good. It's such like a summery food. The weather was absolutely incredible. After spending the day out in the sun, we went back to have burgers for dinner. Such a good day when you have hot dogs for lunch and burgers for dinner. After dinner, we just hung out for a while, just sitting outside. One of the things I love by being up north, you just spend so much time outside. Afterwards, everyone came up for a fire, and there's just something about ending your day outside in the cottage country or anywhere with a fire. The next day, the weather was even better than the day before, so Aladdin and I decided to get out and go for a walk to one of my favorite places. There is this pathway that leads you to this little river area, and there's like a little bit of rapids. It is just so beautiful. I just cannot wait for the weather to be even nicer and the water to be a little bit warmer, so we can go spend the day there and swim and just have such an incredible day. I was so surprised, but Aladdin was one of the first and only people in the water this weekend. The water was so cold, but the weather was just so nice. I'm grateful that our weekend was full of making memories with family and friends, and it was just amazing.